Peace and blessings be upon you all. I hope you're doing well today. This episode is a continuation of a previous episode where I discuss some of my favorite chapters within Lao Tzu's Tao Te Ching, which has had a great effect on my life for a very long time. A scripture whose depth of meaning continues to be unraveled as my journey continues. We start with chapter 16. Empty yourself of everything. Let the mind rest at peace. The 10,000 things rise and fall while the self watches their return. They grow and flourish and then return to the source. Returning to the source is stillness, which is the way of nature. The way of nature is unchanging. Knowing constancy is insight. Not knowing constancy leads to disaster. Knowing constancy, the mind is open. With an open mind, you will be open-hearted. Being open-hearted, you will act royally. Being royal, you will attain the divine. Being divine, you will be at one with the Tao. Being at one with the Tao is eternal, and although the body dies, the Tao will never pass away. This is a beautiful chapter. It highlights the importance of detachment, restfulness. It gives insight into how the physical universe ends up returning to the source. It speaks of aspects like open-heartedness, royalty, and the divine, which are all aspects in the likeness of God. It speaks being at one with God is something eternal. Chapter 17. The very highest is barely known. Then comes that which they know and love. Then that which is feared. Then that which is despised. He who does not trust enough will not be trusted. When actions are performed without unnecessary speech, people say, "We did it." This is a subtle chapter. Not all of its knowledge is known to me, but it speaks of this hierarchy of that which is known by the people, and it touches on this idea that the majority will always lead you astray. For what the majority is aware of is that which is despised and feared, and then fewer than the majority are aware of the aspect of love, and even fewer still are aware of those highest of ideals that are above even that of love. The things of desirelessness, the things of formless. It mentions that he who does not trust in God will not be trusted with God's knowledge. Chapter 21. The greatest virtue is to follow Tao, and Tao alone. The Tao is elusive and intangible. Oh, it is intangible and elusive, and yet within is image. Oh, it is elusive and intangible, and yet within is form. Oh, it is dim and dark, and yet within is essence. This essence is very real, and therein lies faith. From the very beginning until now, its name has never been forgotten. Thus, I perceive the creation. How do I know the ways of creation? Because of this. This chapter speaks on the highest virtue, which is to direct yourself towards the divine. It speaks on the divine being elusive and intangible. It itself has no form or no image, and yet within is image, and within is form, and within is essence. It guides us to see that all things exist within the Tao, although it itself has no description and cannot be known. Chapter 22. Yield and overcome. Bend and be straight. Empty and be full. Wear out and be new. Have little and gain. Have much and be confused. Therefore, wise men embrace the one and set an example to all. Not putting on a display, they shine forth. Not justifying themselves, they are distinguished. Not boasting, they receive recognition. Not bragging, they never falter. They do not quarrel, so no one quarrels with them. Therefore, the ancients say, yield and overcome. Is that an empty saying? Be really whole, and all things will come to you. This chapter touches on the idea of a middle path. Yielding, bending, emptying yourself. These are the ways in the likeness of the divine. Chapter 23. To talk little is natural. High winds do not last all morning. Heavy rain does not last all day. Why is this? Heaven and earth. If heaven and earth cannot make things eternal, how is it possible for man? He who follows the Tao is at one with the Tao. He who is virtuous experiences virtue. He who loses the way feels lost. When you are at one with the Tao welcomes you. When you are at one with virtue, the virtue is always there. When you are at one with loss, the loss is experienced willingly. He who does not trust enough will not be trusted. The clarity and straightforwardness of some of these chapters are self-descriptive. They are the truth in its purest sense. And require, some of them, no commentary. Chapter 24. He who stands on tiptoe is not steady. He who strides cannot maintain the pace. He who makes a show is not enlightened. He who is self-righteous is not respected. He who boasts achieves nothing. He who brags will not endure. According to followers of the Tao, these are extra food and unnecessary luggage. They do not bring happiness. Therefore, followers of the Tao avoid them. The ones in this chapter, it speaks the ones who are trying to align themselves to the divine they avoid extremes. The final chapter of today's episode is chapter 25. Something mysteriously formed, born before heaven and earth, in the silence and the void, standing alone and unchanging, ever present and in motion. Perhaps it is the mother of 10,000 things. I do not know its name. Call it Tao. For lack of a better word, I call it great. Being great, it flows. It flows far away. Having gone far, it returns. Therefore, Tao is great, heaven is great, earth is great. The king is also great. These are the four great powers of the universe, and the king is one of them. Man follows the earth. Earth follows heaven. Heaven follows the Tao. Tao follows what is natural. This is a mysterious chapter. It itself touches on the ideas of the mysterious formation of all things. It touches on the idea that that which goes far away ends up returning. And it emphasizes this hierarchy of what are called the great powers, being heaven, earth, the king, and the Tao. The depth of knowledge within the Tao Te Ching is so great that, as you saw, it can leave one with a lack of words. For who can say or reveal anything within that which is clear saying and clear revelation? Lao Tzu was certainly a prophet who had a deep knowledge of the divine and great skill in describing it. To be able to describe closely that which has no description is something truly great. To be able to teach people about the divine accurately is something that very few people are capable of. But clearly, God enabled this prophet to do so as a part of God's perfect plan. Peace and blessings be upon you all. Thank you for listening. I extend my love to you and gratitude. And until next time, goodbye.